Welcome back. Roger Federer was left waiting until almost midnight to start his US Open fourth-round match on Monday, but made up for the delay with a brutal 6-1, 6-2, 6-0 win over Argentine Juan Monaco to reach the quarterfinals. The five-time champion took the first set in 18 minutes and maintained his rapid pace as the third-seeded Swiss eliminated his unseeded opponent in just 82 minutes. Federer, who more than doubled the number of points won by the overmatched Monaco, won one game with the fewest possible strokes, firing 4 aces past Monaco in his opening service game of the second set. The 16-time major champion advanced to a mouth-watering clash against 11th-seeded Frenchman Jo-Wilfried Tsonga.
I'm just excited playing against him, to be honest. He's a nice player to watch and also to play against. It's very interesting, and I thought we had a great match in Wimbledon, which unfortunately I ended up losing, but I thought I was playing great tennis and shouldn't have, but look, he did well and came back, and he proved it in Montreal how good he's playing right now. So he's definitely on a good streak, so I hope I can stop him this time.
Top seed Novak Djokovic and 11th seed Jo-Wilfried Tsonga won their respective fourth-round matches to reach the US Open quarterfinals. Djokovic saved 4 set points in a marathon first-set tiebreaker before rolling past Russian Alexander Dolgopolov 7-6, 6-4, 6-2. And 11th-seeded Frenchman Jo-Wilfried Tsonga needed almost 4 hours to beat American 8th seed Mardy Fish 6-4, 6-7, 3-6, 6-4, 6-2 in an enthralling centre-court clash. During the match, Fish appeared upset and distracted by somebody in Tsonga's box. When asked about the incident, Tsonga insisted that there wasn't any big issue.
I was a bit I would say that, upset, a bit upset of somebody, in my box. So, I think we are just here to play tennis, and I just said, okay, I will go tell them to stop, and that's it. And then there is no problem, It's like I said before, Marty is really friendly, and all the time, a word to joke, and it's good.
It was an interesting first set. I think it was exciting for the crowd to watch because it was very close. But I think it was game-wise an ugly first set, because I wasn't happy with the way I played. He was changing he was changing pace a lot. He was always sending me a different ball, and it was really hard for me to adjust to it because of the conditions that we played in. And so that's why it was crucial for me to win the first set. And after I felt a bit more relaxed, and I served well when I needed to, and played okay. Played enough to win.
Serena Williams, battling the wind as much as her opponent, eased into the quarterfinals with a 6-3, 6-4 win over Serbia's Ana Ivanovic. Both players struggled with their serves and ground strokes on a gusty day, but it was the American who fared better. Williams served 9 aces and 1 double fault, while Ivanovic landed just 3 aces and 8 double faults and made more than twice as many unforced errors as her opponent. In the past week, Williams has often said that she's just happy to be at the tournament, given all her physical challenges in previous years.
Oh man, it was crazy. I didn't even go for winners at any point. I just started trying to get it over because it was so windy. I thought, wow, it was definitely tough.
Today was kind of wind. It was really gusty out there, and in the wind, it's always going to be even tougher. And in those kind of conditions, serve is the shot that it's going to go away from both players because of the conditions. And I did a bit, and my serve broke down a little more than hers did, and I still created lots of opportunities, and I felt I was stepping up a lot, but I just felt that was the biggest difference today.
And world number 1 Caroline Wozniacki was 2 games away from being dismissed by former champion Svetlana Kuznetsova in straight sets before roaring back to reach the quarterfinals. The 15th-seeded Kuznetsova won 6 of the last 7 points of their first set tiebreaker and led 4-1 in the second set before the Danish top seed recovered for a 6-7, 7-5, 6-1 win. She next meets 10th-seeded Andrea Petkovic of Germany.
Well, it definitely gives you confidence to pull this match out, and felt like I played some good tennis out there. We had some unbelievable rallies at some points, and I was moving very well, and I think I handled the win pretty well as well. So, I'm just happy to be through to the quarterfinals. I mean, I could have been sitting here and been out already, but I'm very proud of what I've achieved today.
The All Blacks plan to employ the same formula of team selection that brought their team the only Rugby World Cup title in 1987, rather than make wholesale changes for each game, according to assistant coach Steve Hansen. Hansen was part of coach Graham Henry's staff 4 years ago when the All Blacks were knocked out in the quarter-final stages by France, their worst performance at a World Cup. The team's failure then was blamed on players not being ready for the demands of an inspired French team after breezing through an easy pool with a constantly rotating team, but Hansen said things will be different this time around.
Clearly we've got a group of players that are going to play a lot of the games, and there's going to be opportunities for some other people. If we have injuries, we need people to be fit, for example, so we've got to make sure that some, if not all of the squad, get some rugby time. How we do that is going to be interesting.
The All Blacks will name their team for Friday's opening World Cup match against Tonga on Wednesday. England has been left suitably impressed by the newest Rugby World Cup venue as the 2003 winners trained at the old Carisbrooke Stadium today. Martin Johnson's team will play the first test match in the new 30,000-seat indoor Otago Stadium when they lock horns with the Argentine Pumas in their tournament opener on Saturday. England play 3 pool matches in the new venue and will be hoping their vocal supporters can lift the roof of the stadium with their renditions of Swing Low, Sweet Chariot.
It's a fantastic place. It's an incredible stadium, and it looks like it's gonna have a hell of an atmosphere in there. I'm sure we'll find out come the weekend. But no, it's a great stadium.
And finally this evening, archaeologists in Austria say they have discovered an ancient gladiator school, a find which they say is of much importance as the Ludus Magnus and the Colosseum in Rome. It is the first to be discovered outside Italy, and it took a team of experts just a few hours to make the discovery, using ground-penetrating radar devices to identify the site of a school at a Roman town of 50,000 people, 30 miles east of Vienna. It was a major military and trade outpost, linking the far-flung Roman Empire's Asian boundaries to its Central and Northern European lands. Through this technology, they were able to create a computer animation of the school, which is still buried underground.
Well, here in Carnuntum is the largest archaeological landscape in whole Central and Southeastern Europe. And we are very kind to present a sensation, a scientific sensation. We found a gladiator school just here in the field. It's the third example in the Roman Empire after Rome and Pompeii. And we found it by georadar devices. So for the next years we will have a lot of investigations to concrete this project, as we're working in the whole archaeological park of Carnuntum since many years to establish a scientific Roman world 1,700 years later on.
The Gladiator School is situated next to an amphitheatre which was excavated from 1923 till 1930 and has a capacity for up to 13,000 spectators. According to officials, it was the 4th largest amphitheatre in the entire Roman Empire. And now let's take a look at the local and international weather forecast for tomorrow. Before we head out, here are the top stories again. Countdown begins for FNC candidates and their campaigns. Rock Petroleum Board approves merger with Norway's DNO. And hundreds of homes destroyed as wildfires sweep across Texas. Well, that brings us to the end of the bulletin. As always, we love to hear your comments. You can contact us at news@city7tv.com or by calling us on 04 367 2230. But from the entire news team, it's goodbye for now.